There. We're recording. Okay, let's see who's here. Hey, Rob, Mary, Joelle. Oh, I'm glad you're here. Shelley, Chris is here, Brenda, and Karen. Okay. All right. So we have 8 people, not a full house, but enough, that's for sure. To get going here soon in about 1 minute. So of you 8, does anyone have something that they want to work on particularly tonight? If so, you can unmute and tell me because I'll hear you, or you can put it in the chat. Otherwise, I'll just do my little bit of everything. I'm listening and watching, and no one has anything in particular, it looks like. Okay. Well, okay. In that case, it's 5:30. Let's get going. What I would think would be a good thing for us to do tonight is twisting. So you guys are all veterans. You know how good twisting is and what it's good for. It's just good for spinal flexibility, which results in, good nerve function and of course muscle function in the spine, less backache, ability to do more because of mobility. So we're gonna do some spinal twists that are going to be integrated into tonight's practice. Okay, we still have the wonderful 8 here. Let's start out on our backs tonight. So coming onto your back, if you're not there already, just getting nice and comfy there. And taking Shavasana pose for a bit. Yeah, just a really nice, easy Shavasana pose. Make sure those arms are spread away from the torso, legs are spread apart, and toed out with the feet. And as you breathe here, for every inhale, feel the belly and the torso rise up just a bit. Lungs are opening, rib cage is letting them do that by expanding. And then with your exhale, just drop your body weight toward your mat and into the ground and into the earth. And then slowly begin to turn your head from right to left, a very slow motion type of movement. So you really want to go slowly. All right, we typically turn our head from side to side quickly during the day. And here we have the opportunity to feel the head move slowly and those neck muscles stay nice and relaxed as we do it. Unlock your jaw, you can open your mouth. Soften your eyes, you can close your eyelids if that feels good. Bring your head back to center. Now just drop down into your wing bones, into your upper back. Feel your breath, your body. All right, bring your legs a little closer together, parallel your feet, bring your right knee up to the chest, clasp around the right shin, press that thigh down, keep the lower back onto the ground. You're going to feel an opening in the right SI joint, right lower back area. Now, if your shoulders are kind of scrunched up toward your ears, just draw them away. As you breathe, feel that right hip release. All right, and in this position, you can also feel the spine pressing into the mat. You can feel a nice, straight, long spine here. Okay, listen up. I want you to take your left arm out to the side in a T pose. Grab with your right hand the top of your right foot or your right ankle. Press the right knee out to the side, and then put the left leg might be out a bit. Make sure it's not. Put the right sole of the foot into your left inner thigh. Press it into there. Now push the right knee down toward the ground. Yeah. And if you want to, you can release that hand from the ankle if you're able to keep that place with the foot into the inner thigh. Okay, just getting some glute opening. Bring the right knee to center, straighten that right leg up to the ceiling, flex the heel. Now, grab a hold of the leg or the ankle or the foot, or possibly a yogi toe lock. Okay, the knee can be bent. If you can straighten it, keep it straight. Now, draw that right leg out to the right side, all the way over. Take your left hand to the top of your left hip bone to keep that stationary. Now breathe into your right inner thigh. Notice how that stretch travels all the way down, almost to the inner part of the knee space. Not the knee joint itself, but that space around the knee. Now soften up the inner thigh. Let that leg drop open some more. Bend the knee, take it to center, straighten that leg to the ceiling. Clasp behind the thigh, the right thigh, with intertwined fingers. Bend your elbows out to the sides and bring that right thigh down toward the right torso. Feel the hamstrings open, and we're getting the hip from another angle. Soften the shoulders, soften your jaw. Press the hands into the thigh some more. Bring it down a bit more. Bend that knee, send that leg out again down to the floor. Yeah. Oh, let's come into Shavasana just to experience the warmth that you've created in your right hip. Now listen, we could go straight to the left, no problem, but here we're just taking the benefits and we're deepening them. Feel that warmth from your right hip running down the right leg to your right foot. All right. Left knee comes up. Hands come over that shin, clasping the fingers, pressing down, chin to the chest. Just starting here, just starting. Press your elbows in, shoulders away from your ears. Keep pressing down, using those upper arm muscles to do the work here. And of course, you can breathe into that thigh. We're on the descending colon side now. Yeah, just feel how this really presses the lower back into the mat. Opens up the hip. Now straighten that leg to the ceiling. Release the right arm out to the side, palm up, okay? Now grab a hold of the inside of the leg, the inside of the ankle, or yogi toe lock. Okay, with the left arm, left leg. Now slowly bring that leg out to the side. As it moves to the side, feel what happens in that left inner thigh. Also, you're moving the femur laterally, so you're getting an opening in the hip space here. Right hand comes to the top of the right hip bone just to stabilize it. And maybe that leg drops another, just a couple millimeters toward the ground. Make sure you're not tensing your neck or your shoulders. Keep it all nice and relaxed. Bending the knee, taking it back to center, and straightening that leg up to the ceiling. Now clasp behind that thigh, intertwine your fingers, chin to the chest again, bend your elbows and send the top of that thigh toward the torso. Oh gosh, feel that. Those are your hamstrings back there. All right, so you guys, all of you have been doing yoga long enough where there's a difference between saying like, oh, that feels good, and saying, oh, that feels good, and I know right where that feels good. All right, that comes from practicing. So just breathe into those hamstrings and into the left hip. All right, and then release that leg to the ground, come into Shavasana pose. Okay, chin to the chest, upper back relax, so are the shoulders. There it is, left hip, it's warm. Send the warmth down the leg. All right, just feel both hips, feel your pelvis. All right, now I'm going to take my shirt off because we're going to warm up now. We're going to do core while we're down here. All right, both knees, bring them up to your chest. All right, soles of the feet together, knees come out to the side in a bound angle pose. Grab the ankles with your hands, tops of your ankles. Bend your elbows into your inner thighs. Chin to the chest here. Press your belly, your navel down toward the ground. Press your elbows into your inner thighs. Nice, nice. Feel the shoulders and the arms work here. Now lift your face and your chest toward the ceiling just to activate the upper abs as well. Keep your feet pressed into one another. Lift the arms up to the ceiling. Take the hands together. Make that little basket that you put under your skull. Keep those elbows open wide. Pull the belly down, facing up to the ceiling right here. Straighten both legs away from you. Now bring them back to that bound angle pose. Soles of the feet together, knees out. Straighten, bound angle. Straighten. Bound angle. Okay, if it's too much for you to keep your head and your chest lifted, you can certainly put them down into your mat. Straighten, because really this is abdominal work. But when you pick up the chest and the face, you're simply activating more of the upper abdominals. Straighten, keep them straight. Bend both knees toward the chest. Bring the chest toward the knees. Hold this, hold this, hold this, hold this, and breathe. Straighten up, release, press it in, knees are together, straighten and release, press it together, release, bring it together, release, bring it together and pulse at the top, pulse, pulse. Now listen, if your head's to the ground, just pulse the knees toward your chest. Otherwise, if your head is lifted, you still do not look between your knees. You look up to the ceiling as you pulse. Pulse and hold it here. Bring your head to the ground. Open your arms into a T position. Soften your shoulders. Press the knees together. Soften the shoulders again. Take the legs from side to side, but don't touch them into the ground. All right. So depending on how strong your abdominals are, okay, that's going to determine how close you can get those legs to the ground. All right, the stronger your abdominals, the closer you can get them. But even if you don't get them super close, you're still getting this really nice stretch for the abdominals, massage for the lower back, and of course, we're starting to rotate, right? We're going to twist tonight. We're starting right here. All right. Next time the legs come to the left side, drop them into the ground. Drop, 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 drop them into the ground. All right. So you're at home. If you need a pillow or something to tuck under those legs, go for it.
All right, really relax into the right shoulder and the right arm. Now, if you want a little bit more twist for the spine, a little more rotation, you can take that top leg and lift that knee a little higher than the other one and release it again. All right, take a look at your skeleton, everyone. Pretend you're standing over yourself and you can see right through your body. Look at your arm bones out to the side. There's that T position. Notice how your chest is turned just a little bit, but really pretty much facing the ceiling. But then you've got your pelvis, your hips turned completely to the left. So therefore, the spine has to rotate to make that move. Breathe into your rotated torso. Make the bellies deep and take the movement of the breath into the experience of your pose. Make it part of your experience. Soften under the skin of your forehead, deep into the frontal part of your skull. Soften your eyes. So we're in dark times now, right, Lika? We got really short days. So slowing down the practice is kind of a natural thing to do. Not yin, not as long as yin, right? Not that long of a hold, but little more holding here feels very natural right now. Now, if you took that top leg up a little higher, slide it back down so the legs are equal, or they're, together. Okay, pull the navel back, take the legs back to center. Okay, now because you twisted so much, the spine wants to get straight again. So rock side to side, walk those hips down toward your bottom of your mat and really get that feeling of what you're doing here. You're lengthening the spine and straightening it with this movement. All right, knees to the chest again. Soften across the upper back, left leg over the right this time. Here we go. We're coming down slowly. Notice when you come down, you naturally press into your right arm and right shoulder to slow down the movement. But then once the legs drop, release that pressing into the arm and the shoulder. Now take some time to get used to your body in this position. Okay, you got it opposite. You're looking over yourself at your skeleton. The pelvis is turned to the right this time. So the spine is twisted to the right. Find your breath and the movement of your belly. Deepen your breath to increase the movement. And again, you can use this to really soften everything in the mind here, to just really quiet the mind. Softening across your forehead and deep into your eyeballs. Draw your navel back, squeeze your legs together, bring them back to center, uncross your legs, and then again, hips, walk them toward the bottom of your mat by going side to side to side on your lower back, kind of rocking side to side to move them. Nice. Okay, both legs up to the ceiling, flex the heels, palms are up, you're in a T position. Make sure those arms are not higher than your shoulders. Here we go, we're gonna make some circles. Oh, this feels good on the lower back. And we're bringing the abdominal muscles into play again here. Slow and controlled. All right, you're working deep. So once you get the control, make your circles bigger. Reverse, start a little smaller. That nice massage in the lower back, and right above the lower back, feel how your abdominals are working here. Larger if you have control. And that's it. Bend your knees, place your feet into your mat. Feet are parallel. You've got skis on, they're parallel. You're not crossing the tips at all. All right, turn your palms down, take your arms a little closer to your body. So they're not on the mat, they're not squished up next to your body. Oh, they're probably out about a foot or so from the body, the hands. Yeah, or so. You'll know when you feel it. Okay, soften across the shoulders, chin to the chest. All right, slide your heels another 2 or 3 inches closer to your buttocks. Lift your toes off the mat. Press into the large ball mound, small ball mound, and the heels. And then float the toes back down into your mat. Now draw your navel down and just pick your tailbone up. Pick your tailbone up toward the ceiling. It's just going to lift your hips a little bit and engage your lower abdominals. Hold that here. Press more deeply into the feet and begin to lift the spine off the mat. We're coming up for bridge pose. Lifting the spine, pressing those hip bones up toward the ceiling. All right. Now, those of you who want to lift your bridge a little higher, you can walk your shoulder blades in toward one another. That'll bring the arms a bit closer, and then press those hips up again. Okay? Listen to this. Rotate your inner thighs toward each other. So you're just kind of keeping your legs parallel, but just think about rotating inner thighs toward each other. That's going to engage the hamstrings some more, and the quads, the top of the thighs, and also the glutes. Now, come halfway down with your hips. Press all the way up. Halfway down. Press up. Okay, listen. When you press up, squeeze a quarter in your butt cheek in your crack, okay? So you're just squeezing that quarter and holding it and releasing. Squeeze and hold. Stay at the top, hold that quarter and pulse up. Pulse. Yeah, nice. Some nice pulses here. Leave it up there. If you brought your shoulder blades in, take them apart. And we're coming down slowly with our bridge, one vertebrae at a time. When you feel your entire lower back make contact to your mat and flatten, then it's time to take your knees to your chest for a counter stretch here. Really releasing that lower back. Oh, what the heck? Let's throw in some really deep lower back work. So before we get up, knees are over the hips, so you're in a reverse tabletop pose. Arms come up to the ceiling. Palms are facing each other. I lied. Make a fist. Palms are facing, you're looking at the tops of your hands, making a fist. Bring those fists together. Flex your heels. Draw your navel down. Hold it down, everybody. Take your hands between your knees, but a little lower than the knee joints themselves, right? And press your legs into your hands. Pull your navel down at the same time. Yeah. Do you feel that lower back? Press, 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 press. And release. Now take the hands to the tops of the thighs, chin to the chest, flex those heels, pull the navel down. Here we go. Press the thighs into the hands into the thighs. Keep the shoulders away from the ears, elbows are out to the sides. Pull that navel down, lower back, flattened to the mat. And release. All right, give yourself a hug, knees to the chest, cross at your ankles, flip your feet up to the ceiling, and come on up. All right. Table pose.
So we got our core stuff out of the way already. And we already did some twisting of the spine. We're going to continue that through our practice today. All right, nice table position. Spread your fingers apart, middle fingers, follow them all the way up to the top of the mat, make a T. All right, press into the edges of the palms and suction cup the palms. Bring that energy from the suction cupping of your palms up your arms into your shoulders. Now listen to this. I want you to feel like you're lifting your torso toward the ceiling, but you're keeping it nice and straight. Left knee comes in just a little bit. Right leg, send it out with a flexed heel. Lift the heel a little higher. Keep the belly pulled up, a little higher. Press into those hands. Okay, now bend the right knee, take it behind the right elbow. Now the left elbow, now the right, now the left, now the right. Now send that right leg back again with a flexed heel. Bend the knee and take it out to the side, to the right side. Now we're going to bring inner thighs together and lift, fire hydrant, together. Lift, feel the outer glutes, right side, together, lift, together, keep that belly pulled up, keep a nice strong core, together, lift, hold it up, hold it up, hold it up here. Bring the knee forward toward the side of your shoulder and pulse it forward. Oh yeah, you're working now. Press, 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 keep it strong, keep it controlled, keep the belly up. Keep pressing in the hands, long arm bones here. Send the leg back, bring it down. All right, left leg, bring it back, flex the heel. So your right knee should be off the center line, right? Not under the hips, slightly in just for balance. Okay, press into those hands. Keep those arm bones long, everyone. It's really easy to dump into the shoulders here. Push into those hands so that doesn't happen. Lift the knee a little higher and a little higher. Lift the belly too. Nice, nice, nice. Bend the knee, bring it behind the left elbow. Hold it, pull the belly up. Press into the hands. Right elbow, left, windshield wiper. Right, left, right, left. Send that leg back and out again. Press into the hands, reestablish this pose. Now bend the left knee, take it out to the side. Hold it up there, hold, hold, hold. You're working your side glutes a lot here, everyone. Here we go, thigh to thigh and lift, fire hydrant. Thigh, lift, nice and controlled. Together. And lift. And lift. Lift and hold. Now bring it next to the shoulder. So you're bringing that knee slightly forward. And pulse it there. Pulse, pulse, pulse. It's really tiny movements, but you're going to feel it big time in the side of your glutes. And send the leg back, send it down, and move it around. Get everything, get your architecture right. Come into table again. All right, curl your toes. Press into the pads of your toes deeply. Press your hips back toward your heels. Feel the spine elongate. Press forward with your hands, drop your head, take your chin toward your chest here. Now drop your elbows straight down. Feel your belly fall between your thighs or get close to it. Listen up. Spread those fingers apart. Press into the hands. Use the upper arm muscles. Nice. Now lift your tail just a little bit without lifting your belly. Now glide forward close to your mat. Lift up when your heart comes between your hands, and you're going to find yourself in a cow pose. Breathing here, release your belly, really let it drop. Lift your hips, keep them open back there. Press into the hands, don't collapse into your shoulders. All right, here we go, starting at the tail. Curl your tail south. Bring the tip of your tail up towards your belly button as you drop your head, rounding your back, and you're in cat pose. Feeling cat pose here. Nice big arch of your back. Press into the palms and then kind of rotate palms toward each other. Of course, they're stuck in your mat, but that's going to give this little bow-leggedness to the arms and allow you to get more space in your upper back. Now soften your head and your neck. And release the bowing of your arms if you've done that. Bring it back into cow pose. And then a cat pose. And then a cow. And back to table with the tops of the toes pressed into the mat. All right. Take your knees out to the sides of your mat. Big toes come together. Press your hips back here. All right. So just nestle your hips back into your heels. Now, either walk or slide your hands forward as much as you can. Cobbler's pose. Now walk your hands back towards your feet. And then come on up into a nice squat pose. Okay, all right. So drop the hips and Namaste Mudra with the hands. Press your elbows into your inner thighs. Really drop your pelvis. Just drop it, let it level naturally. Breathing here. Feel the soles of your feet, press into them. Draw that energy up into the soles of your feet, into your legs. Now, lift up from your pelvic floor and lift your body. Squeeze your biceps into your ears. Here we go. We're coming down again. Release from the pelvic floor, from the pelvis. Just drop. Press your elbows into your inner thighs to open those inner thighs up. Straighten your torso. Again, from the soles of the feet, lift up. From the pelvic floor, lift up. Finally, from your body, lift it up. Send your feet forward here. And then heel toe, so that the feet are a little closer than hip distance apart. All right. Send the left palm out to the side. Drop the left arm down. Left palm takes the side of your thigh. Reach up with your right arm. Draw your navel back and take your tailbone toward the ground. We're going to come to the side here for a lateral stretch for the spine. So dropping to the left side. Keep your hips facing forward. Breathing here. Now you need your core strength to lift up. So draw your navel back and then lift up. Lift your left arm up, turn your right palm out, drop the right arm down. Right palm feels the side of your thigh. Lift the left arm, make space on the left side. Drop your right shoulder, slide down your leg. Here we go, laterally to the right with your spine. And bring it up. Bring both arms up. Take your hands into Namaste Mudra. Clasp the thumbs. Come forward, halfway down. I'm going to go sideways so you can see this a little better. Okay, you're looking down at your mat. Reach out with the fingertips. Pull your belly back. Press the backs of your legs back. Nice. Now, drop your right hand down into the mat, right fingertips to the center of your mat.
Bend your right knee, lift your left sitting bone. Now lift your left arm. All right, now bend your left knee, sit back in a little chair, push that butt down and back, lift your right arm to lift your torso, but it's turned to the left. Lift the arm up and over. Body straightens, dips back. Now come into that chair with the right arm forward, left arm back. Swing that left arm forward. You're in a regular chair pose. Take both arms back, lift up, swan dive, hinge at your hips, and fold your body in half here, standing fold. Monkey pose as you press into the shins and extend the spine forward. And fold up again. All right, look down at your feet. Left fingertips come into the mat at the center. This time you bend your left knee, lift your right sitting bone, feel the back of that right leg open, then you lift your right arm. Oh, it feels so good, doesn't it? Down the back of that right leg and deep into the right hip. Listen up, bend the right knee, push your butt back and down, sit into the chair, lift your front arm, lift that front arm up to the ceiling to lift and straighten, and then dip back. Oh, nice. Sit into that revolved chair again. Swing the right arm forward. Send both arms back, forward to lift. And swan dive, open it up all the way down. Give yourself a nice folding. Oh, let's just hang out at the fold here. Bend your knees. Drop your head. Bend your elbows. Clasp opposite elbows with your hands. Yeah, we usually do this more toward the end. And then if you want to, swing your trunk side to side. Little elephant swaying here. Back to center. Release the elbows, swing the arms back, bring them forward, chair pose, and lift up. Swan dive forward, come down. All right, ready for some warrior flow action here, everyone? Walk your hands to the front of your mat, your feet to the back. Okay, nice. Down dog, lift the belly. Oh, yeah, widen those hips up there. Push them up toward the ceiling, then press them back. Drop your heels. And of course, if you want to walk your dog, it's bending one knee at a time. That's a really great one for the calf muscles to stretch. And of course, calf muscle stretching is good for the ankles and for the feet. All right, come onto your tippy toes. Lift your belly. Listen up. Bend your knees. Drop them down over the mat. Press into your hands and hold here. Keep your belly lifted. Good for the shoulders, good for the core. Lift the hips again, send them back, drop down with the heels. Left foot comes in off center. Right leg lifts up. Drop the left heel, push the chest back toward the thigh. Oh yeah. Turn your hips to the right. Press a right heel, like press it out, really flex that heel out there. Now lift it up a little higher. Bend the knee, let the foot fall back, push more deeply into your left hand here. See how we shifted the weight to the left arm? So you got to push into it to keep the shoulder open. Straighten that right leg, turn your hips toward the mat again. Look forward, right foot comes forward between your hands. All right, architecture, everyone. Knees over the ankle. Okay, look at your back foot there. Make sure it's on a different train track, not the same one the right one is at. All right, because you need some balance here. You need some separation for balance. Okay, now push the left heel back a lot. Really, really push it back a lot. Now drop the left knee, top of the left foot, walk the fingers back, fingertips, open up the torso, lifting it, and then press it forward just to get that left hip flexor. Oh, yeah. Now, straighten the right leg, hips come back. Dig that right heel into the mat, send the toes up to the ceiling. Walk your hands back, fingertips are facing forward. Now bend the elbows back. They're little hinges that take your torso down closer to that right leg. Entire back of that leg is open now. Feel that. Soften the torso. Drop down a little more. And release. Walking your hands forward, placing your right foot back into your mat. Curl your left toes and lift your left knee. Squeeze your left butt cheek. Press your left heel way back. That leg's got to be strong because we're going to take the left hand next to the right foot. Reach out with the right arm. And if you are using that left leg a lot, you can rotate and lift the right arm, turning the torso to the right. And there's another rotation. Now, cactus the arm and draw the elbow back for more twist. Keep that left leg strong. Try not to bend the knee. Release the right arm forward. Let the right hand fall next to the foot again. Left hand comes over a bit. Okay, look back at your left foot, turn it out about 45 degrees, probably even hop it forward a bit. Make sure those feet are nice and separated so you've got a nice base. Lift up to warrior one. Again, use that back leg, squeeze that left butt cheek. Press the outer edge of the foot into the mat. Take your hands in a Namaste Mudra overhead. Bring it to your heart. All right, lift your heart towards your thumbs. Drop your shoulders away from your ears. Chin tucks back a bit. Draw the navel back. Okay, turn to the right. And then straight. And to the right again. And straight. And right. And straight. That's some nice twisting going on, right? And straight. Yeah. Use those obliques and straight. Lift both arms. Send the right arm forward. Let the top of that hand fall into the right inner thigh. Now lift the left arm a lot and send it behind you. Torso comes with it a little bit, right? But that right leg stays put. Release the right arm. Both palms are facing the ground. Look over at your right middle finger. That's your drishti. All right. Now listen up. Draw your navel back. It's going to be a little different. Okay. Take your torso out to the right and then back. And then forward and back. Forward and back. Now we're coming all the way forward, dropping down. Lifting the left arm, turning your torso to the left. Use that back leg. Bind if you want to. Deep bind if you want to do that. Releasing the bind. Left arm over the head. Feel it. Feel the intense stretch. Press into the outer edge of your left foot. Reach out into the left fingertips. Come on, make that left line of your body long from the fingertips to the edge of your foot. Now cartwheel up to warrior two. All right, turn your front foot toward the edge of your mat. And then left foot. So get the feet in a good position for a nice wide V position, because we're going to, you know what, hinge from the hips and come upside down here. This is our inversion, beginning of our inversion here. And invert. So remember, feet are facing forward or toed in, not toed out. And just release back of your neck. And then take your palms under your face into the ground, straighten both arms, lift your belly, walk forward. All right, feel your hands press into every single finger. Now press back, head falls between the biceps, press your heart back. And now you can kind of soften your elbows. And then you kind of get this nice stretch between your shoulder blades. Now glide forward. Walk your hands back toward your mat. Turn your right foot out to the front of your mat. Left foot comes in. Take your hands forward. All right. And now walk your foot over into pigeon. So you take that right foot to the left side of your mat. If you do pigeon on your back, you can roll it over on your back. Now remember, when you send that back leg out, send it straight out, not on an angle at all. Then you level your hips to the ground. Make sure you're not lopsided in the hips. And then you come on down. And slowly roll up. Take your left leg forward. Okay, right foot to the inner thigh, right knee to the side. All right. Flex that left heel. Come forward with the torso just a little bit, and then the hands. And now drag that left heel and the left sitting bone back. Keep your torso where it is. And then make your way down and over your left leg. Press that right knee toward the ground. Lifting your torso, walking your hands back. Send that right knee up. Clasp over the shin. And then really drive that heel as close to your right buttock as you can. Elbows come out to the sides. Drop your shoulders. Chin is nice on that little table. Drop back a little bit. Now squeeze the elbows into your body. And now wrap your left arm around that leg, pulling that knee in towards center a little bit more. Lift the right arm up toward the ceiling. And then turn your belly button to the right as that right arm comes back. Right fingertips to the floor. And this is going to be a really nice deep spinal rotation for you. Now, as you're in this rotation, make the breath deep. Send it all the way to the belly. It's going to take some effort. And release here.
Straighten the right leg. Both legs in front of you. Okay, walk the hips side to side and then back as you bring your chest forward toward your feet. All right, now settle down and just give yourself a nice seated forward fold here. And come up. All right, taking it into table pose and then into your down dog again. All right, so remember to push those hands forward, lift the hips, send them up and back, drop your heels. Oh, soften the back of your neck here. Take your right foot in just a bit. Let your left leg sweep up this time. Drop your right heel. And just really lift that left heel as close to the ceiling as you can get it. The higher you lift it, the more you'll feel that opening down the back of your left leg. Now open your hips to the left. Press more deeply into your right hand. Keep that right shoulder space nice and open. Lift the left ankle closer to the ceiling. Now bend the knee, let the foot drop back a little bit. Now straighten the legs. Turn the hips so they're facing the mat again. Look forward, send the left foot forward this time between your hands. Shimmy the right toes back so you've got a lot of distance between your front foot and your back. Look back at that foot, make sure it's on a different track. It's not right behind, So if you drew a line, the track that your left foot is on, right? Follow that track all the way to the back of your mat. The right foot should not be anywhere near that track. It should have a totally separate line that it's on. All right, here we go. Here we go. So shimmy those right toes back. Squeeze the right butt cheek. Nice, nice, nice. Press deeply into that left foot. Now drop your right knee. Top of your foot comes into the mat. Come up to the fingertips, lifting the torso. Send the torso forward and the hips forward so you can get that right hip flexor nice and stretched. Feel the left sole of the foot, press into it. I want you to press so hard that you feel it in the thigh. All right, now straighten that leg. Hips draw back, hands come back, toes come up toward the ceiling, press that heel into the mat. Now you've got the entire back of the left leg open. Feel it all the way up into the hamstrings. Bend the elbows. Now you get to drop some weight into it to get even more intensity. Soften from the back of the neck, drop your forehead. Coming forward, taking that left foot into the ground again, curling the right feet, lifting the right knee, squeezing the right glutes. All right, press that right heel back. Stomp down into the left foot. Okay, now right hand comes close to the left foot. Reach the left arm forward. So press out into the left fingertips as much as you're pressing back in the opposite direction with your left heel. Now you lift your belly and you turn it toward your left inner thigh. That rotates your torso. Squeeze that left hip towards center. Bend the elbow, cactus arm, get a nice twist in here. Send the right arm forward again. Come into your nice lunge pose here. Look back at the right foot. You're going to have to skip it forward a little bit, send it out about 45 degrees. Now come up, warrior one. Feel your base, press into it, get strong. Then you can soften your torso. Lifting your torso up toward the fingertips as you sit more deeply into your foundation. Take your palms together overhead, Namaste Mudra. Cross your thumbs, bring your hands down. Actually, you don't have to cross your thumbs. I was wrong. Lift your elbows, lift your heart, pull your navel back. Now we're going to turn it to the left and release. Left. Takes a few times to get used to it. Left. Left. Nice. Nice twist to the left side here. Get those obliques. And of course, another spinal twist in the mix here. One more time. Take it to the side. Bring it forward. Lift the arms up. All right. Left arm comes forward. Take that top of that hand into the inner thigh. Bring the right arm back. Turn the right palm to the ceiling. Now release the left arm. Check out that left knee. Make sure it's still over the ankle. Okay. Reach out, reach out, reach out. Spread. Okay. So we're going to go toward the left fingertips a bit and then pull back from there. Toward it. And then back. I mean, more back than you would if you were in a regular warrior two, right? So you're taking the torso side to side over the space. So you just get the torso nice and soft because your base is so strong. Now reach out. Now drop down, up with the right arm. Turn your torso to the right. Bind this if you want to. Deep bind if you like that. Release the bind. Bring that right arm over your ear and then lift it up to warrior two again. Now warrior one, look forward, sweep down. We're going to get the left side for pigeon pose. So pigeon for the left hip. If you're on your back, you want that left ankle over the top of the right thigh. Grab under the right thigh, draw it toward you. If you're on the ground, level the hips before you come down. And lift and release from your pigeon. Swing your right leg forward. Okay, left foot to the right inner thigh. Check out that right leg. Make sure it's coming right out from the hip. So as we're coming down into this, the entire time we're coming down, we're pressing that left knee toward the ground because it has a tendency to come up. And if it comes up, we don't get as much opening in the lower back. Okay, fingertips to the ground, flex the right heel. Okay, come forward, hinge forward from the hips, torso comes down a bit. Press that left knee down. Now, drag the heel and the sitting bone back, right leg. And here we go, come all the way down. And lift up and release. Left knee comes up. Intertwine your fingers over the shins. Elbows are out to the sides. Press back on that shin to take that heel as close to the left butt as possible. Elbows out to the sides. Drop the shoulders. Send the front torso forward. Squeeze the elbows in. A lot of isometric here, everyone. Chin is on that table. Slide it back toward your throat. Hold this. Oh, feel the spine. Feel that nice stretch up and down the spine. Now, grab the right arm over that knee. Take that knee in just a little bit. You're going to feel that in the left lower back. Reach up with the left arm. Turn your navel to the left arm comes back, and then the left hand or fingertips touch the ground. And now as you hug into that bent knee, you can twist some more. Just wringing it out here. And release back to center. All right. Come to table and bring it up. Step it to the center of your mat. All right. And just come to standing here. Feet are hip distance or a little closer for waterfall. Feet are facing forward. So again, always want to push that back, that butt down and back when you come down with the waves up. And when the waves come down, 3 more, 2 more. Last one, stay down after this one. All right, so you can bend your knees, relax from the back of your neck. And then you can do whatever you want with the arms, grab the elbows or the backs of your legs or your ankles, or just let the arms flop. Now pick up the feet and take your palms face up under your feet. All right, bend your elbows to the sides, drop down. Press your feet deeply into your hands. You can even wiggle them around a little bit, keeping the neck relaxed. And releasing your hands from under your feet. And we're going to slowly make our way up. Find your Tadasana pose at the top here. And really feel this mountain pose. Check out the weight that you're putting in the legs. Should be equal, right and left. Okay, shoulders drop away from the ears. Wing bones drop down and deep into your back body. Tailbone down just a bit to shift your pelvis slightly forward. And bring the arms up and overhead. Namaste Mudra right over your head. Spread the fingers apart. Bring the mudra to your heart center. Lift your elbows. Press your hands deeply into each other. Okay, keep those shoulders down. So you're using your shoulders and your chest here. All right. Rotate the fingertips toward you. Wrists away. Press the wrists away some more. Now press deeply into the hands. Breathe into those wrists. Now take the wrists down toward the ground. Fingertips come forward. This time the wrists are facing you. Bring them toward you as you send your elbows away. And press deeply into the hands here. All right, take your awareness to the wrists. And as you release into a regular namaste, feel the release in the wrists, excuse me. And forehead down. And release. All right, let's bring it down to the ground, belly down. And you want to stack your hands. Someone told me in Tuesday's class that when I'm down like this, I sound like wah, 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 wah. Like it's not, you can't even really hear me. I hope that didn't happen in other places here. Maybe you can let me know later. But so I'm not going to talk too much in this pose with my head down because I guess you can't even really hear me. All right. Forehead rests into the top hand, feet are toed in. And just a nice crocodile. And again, you can use that pushing of the belly into the floor to widen the lower back. So you send, so when the belly inflates and you're in this position, there's no place for the belly to go, right? So that gets transferred to the lower back. And so it's a really great place to rock and ease the lower back to kind of open it with the belly breath. Try it out. And palms come to the chest. Feet are still toed in. Lift your pubic bone, roll it up to your belly, drop it down. Squeeze those elbows in close, press them down towards your feet. Head is lifted and you're looking straight down at your mat. This is a position your head will be in relative to your neck for the entire pose. Here we go. Peeling your front body from the mat. Pressing into the hands as little as possible. Cobra or even into a back bend for some of you. And when you come back down, draw those elbows in, shoulders down, and feel your front body make contact with the mat 1 inch at a time. Feel that. Then feel your forehead kiss your mat. And then you come up one more time. Make the back work. Press into the hands as little as possible. That's really important in this one to really get that back working. All right, and then a little twist over the shoulders if you want that tonight. Back to center, bring it down again. And once your forehead touches the floor, you can turn your head to the side, release your arms, open your legs. And just rest with your head turned to the side. Dropping your weight into that cheekbone and softening the neck muscles. And then very slowly turn your head to the other side and rest in the other cheekbone. And then bring your head back to center. Palms to your chest again, lift up into table. And then from table, lift your belly, round your tail, send it back for child's pose. Just a really slow dropping into child's pose. All right, and then if you're staying for Shavasana, flip it over, come into Shavasana. All right. So just stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. Just be with your breath. And when you leave the breath and, kind of chase a thought or a feeling, just notice that you've done that and just simply come back to the breath again. And every inhale and every exhale that is within your awareness becomes deeper, richer, fuller. So just go inside now and just feel the muscles of your body soften. Maybe you can even find your heartbeat. And as the body relaxes, notice the mind relaxes as well. And the inner peace begins to flow. And that breath is always there. So if you wander from right now, how you're feeling, just go to the breath. That's going to anchor you into the moment. Again, just stay with the breath, stay with your breath. All right, your mind kind of leaves the breath, right? Go into the past or the future. And that's when you notice the edge come back, right? You just get back into the breath and then you experience that peace, that calm. And if you live within the moment, right, it's just such a deeper, calmer, more grounded experience. So just stay there. Simply riding the breath and feeling the sensations of your body. Feeling the flow of your inner peace. And for those of you who like to put a prayer, an intention, or a sankalpa within your practice, you can do that now. And then take that seed to your heart. Just fill it with your breath, fill it with prana. Next exhale, release it. Find your breath again and just be with it. And beginning your transition. Rolling to your right side when you're ready. Slowly making your way to seated pose. And arms stretched out wide, heart open. Inhale up. Take that mudra back down to your heart. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. We have one more Zoom before we go into winter Zoom. And all of you should have gotten the, who's here? Okay, we lost some people. I think all of you have the email. I got the email about winter options, winter classes. And if you didn't, let me know. There were a few people who were on the list who somehow didn't get the email, which is, I don't know why that happened, but if you didn't get the email, let me know. I have a question. If someone could unmute, whether or not my voice was garbled at all today in any of those positions I was in.
No, I didn't think so. I thought it was clear.
Shelley, and you were also in class Tuesday. Do I get garbled in class when I'm with?
Yes, I have noticed that when you're face down, but
Okay, but you
yeah.
didn't notice it tonight. Okay, so
No.
when I'm really face down a lot, I'll just pick my face up like I did tonight when I say something.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome.
Sounded
All right.
good tonight.
Pardon?
Sounded good tonight.
Excellent. That's what I want. Yeah, it's kind of a drag. I've got to send these in, and once it gets there, it takes them 2 weeks to send me new ones. So I'm trying to time this so that I just don't like, I'm so dependent on it now. I don't like doing class without it, but I'll need to do one, possibly two without the mic. Probably next week. I don't know. All right.
Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome, Brenda. All right. Bye, guys. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Good weekend. See you
Bye-bye.
later.